The global cotton market spent much of 2025 under pressure, weighed down by sluggish textile demand, trade tensions, and shifting weather patterns. As we enter 2026, questions remain about whether low acreage, India's import policies, or La Nina's transition could finally lift prices. Or will the same headwinds that defined 2025 continue to shape the year ahead? I'm Johanna Botta, and joining me today to break down what's next for cotton is Rafael Bulascoschi, Market Intelligence Analyst at StoneX Brazil. Welcome, Rafael. Good to see you again.
Hello, Joanna. Good to see you again.
So let's start by looking back at 2025. What shaped the cotton market this year?
So yeah, 2025 was a very stressful period for the cotton market. We had some good prediction worldwide. Brazil had a good prediction. The China had a good prediction. United States, although they had a decrease on planted area, also the yields were pretty good. This all scenario contributed to a surplus scenario worldwide. Which reflected on prices. We see prices under heavy pressure. They're currently around low 60 cents per pound. So yeah, it was not a very good period for prices, and also demand levels remain very low compared to historical trends. So yeah, it was all of that balance sheet situation was added with the tariff situation that also was not very good to the cotton market. So yeah, very uncertain market overall, but yeah, we should see a slightly different scenario in 2026.
So then how do you anticipate the supply side shaping up next year for 2026?
Yeah, well, the we had, as I was saying, some lower prices. So by the supply side, we should see United States planting a smaller crop once again, a very low planted area compared to past years. In Brazil, in StoneX, we have our own estimates, and we are currently projecting decrease in planted area. So yeah, the two main exportable markets of cotton worldwide are facing should face in 2026 some decrease in planted area. So yeah, the supply side could give some momentum to the cotton market going forward next year.
Let's go back and talk about demand. Will we see any recovery in textiles and apparel?
Yeah, demand remains the missing engine in this market. Apparel orders are still below pre 2023 averages, and consumer spending in the United States and Europe continues to be cautious. Uh, in Asia, textile sport performance remains a little bit soft, and there are also some structural drifts towards synthetic fibers worldwide. So yeah, demand remains a little bit not so good compared to some years ago, but yeah, but if we see a supply decrease, we can see, although we have a demand problem, we can see some better prices going forward.
So, as we head into next year, then, what external or policy factors do you think could move prices in 2026?
Yeah, I think, I mean, policy factors. Of course, if we see the United States finding trade agreements with some important partners, this could be a factor to support the cotton prices. 2026, as we all know, is a year of midterm elections in the United States. So some economists believe that the U.S. government will try to be a little more how can I say, a little more softer towards the tariff situation. So this could be a factor of support for commodities overall. But also, I like to point out that the policy shifts in the Federal Reserve. We are expecting maybe in December we should have a rate cut in the Federal Reserve, and the next year we'll have another president in the Federal Reserve that could lead us to a scenario of more cuts in 2026, which should be good uh, for the demand overall in the economy. So this also could be a very important uh, factor to support the cotton market going forward.
Understood. And one last thing before we let you go. What do you think investors and producers should watch most closely in 2026?
Yeah, I think by this time maybe the weather scenario in the southern in Brazil mostly. Brazil tends to plant its cotton crop in the beginning of the year, so yeah, in United States, China, and India plants it on the middle of the year. So in the short term, maybe I think the most important thing will be weather in Brazil. That is the most important exportable market for cotton, but also the dynamics in the global macroeconomic environment with, like I said, the Fed rate cuts and all that sluggish demand scenario that we are currently facing worldwide.
A lot to keep an eye on. Rafael, thank you so much for the year end review. And thank you to our viewers for watching. For more financial content, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.